architects committed to improving where we live by helping make communities safe and healthy through the power of design.
So on the whole, do you think architecture is a healthy profession?
That's a very interesting question. The health of it, lots of ways you define health.
Are you optimistic about it?
I'm very optimistic about it, tremendously optimistic. I think right now health, if you define it in economic terms, obviously this economy has challenged lots of people. Architecture has been particularly challenged because it is one of those kinds of things that people, it takes a huge amount of investment. It is one of the few custom-make things we still do in society. And you can always kind of delay it in some cases, and in many ways projects can be delayed. Am I optimistic about what young architects can do? They have amazing opportunities, amazing tools. But there are so many different ways they can contribute, whether it be between pure design, technology, discovery, research, all of these things that traditionally may not have all been available to architects in architecture. They may have taken an architectural degree and gone in other places to do these things, but now they could stay in architecture and do all of these things. Incredibly optimistic about what that could be. Also nervous about, you see more and more firms buying and being sold. It's almost like Big 8 accounting firms, and the consolidation of efficiencies, the consolidation of operation, consolidation of all these things. But you could also say, does that mean consolidation of thought? Does that mean consolidation of diversity? Does that mean consolidation of independent minds all trying to find another way to solve a problem? Well, that would make us more irrelevant than anything, because if we became the Gap and there were really good black T-shirts, but there were only 2 or 3 of them, is that really what the idea of architecture was to somehow be a kind of massive kind of gapification of creativity? Well, so that makes me very, very nervous.
So tell me about this space.
Well, this is one of the pin-up areas, the collaboration areas we have throughout the office, and we assign the space to different projects. In this case, this is a space that's assigned to 3 projects. And what it does is it represents a bit of the life of a project.
So tell me about the studio and the environment, the way you structure the office.
Well, we wanted to break the environment down into a smaller work groups, particularly for the younger people. We believe in mentorship, and we like the idea that senior people and junior people work very closely together, and you really can't do that in a very hierarchical, large structure.
And they sit together?
They all sit together. They all work on the same problems, the same projects in a very intimate setting.
Okay, no cubicles for the lead guys?
No.
Half
that
cubicles for the second guys, and then, no?
No cubicle for me. Okay. We all sit out in the room together. We all can learn from each other. We all can comment to each other. And it represents kind of the details that are being done on the project, the materiality. You actually get samples. That's the terracotta that you see in these businesses, the wood. And so different people in the office can come over. They can see exactly what the color is. That may be something that they're looking at for their project. They may have some criticism of what we did on this project and how it might be better by either looking at a detail, looking at the materials. So lots of things happen in these alcoves, from the design team participating in design discussions to other people who are trying to do similar or things on their projects, having discussions, and it's always up. The material is always accessible, not buried in a computer, but right out here for everybody to see.
You know, it's funny because I think that people's idea of what an architecture office looks like might be this office. And the reality is a lot of corporate offices that I've been in, it's very antiseptic. You have the cubicles, you've got finished photography on the walls, beautiful, pristine models in the lobby, but you don't see the work being made.
I think corporations care a lot about what people think about them, about who they are, about their image. I care about what people think about what we do, about the buildings. This is what we give people. We don't give people an image of who we are. We give people real buildings that they go in and they see. And did we enhance a campus? Did we enhance the city? Did we make it a better place? Right. Are we so caught up in what we think about ourselves and what we're worried about ourselves that we leave something on the table that could have been better for society or for that campus or that place? This stuff is too important. I mean, it stays for 100 years. I mean, you can look out and see buildings that you think are great and they've contributed, and you see buildings that were very unfortunate, and you think, what were they thinking about? God, if they were thinking about their own image, wouldn't that have been a strange place to put their energy? So no, the energy is in the work. It should be in the work. But it's hard, right? Because the more successful you are, the more the more things come to you. You start to worry about those things. You start to worry about, will you lose these things you never really wanted because somebody will take them away because of what they think. And now you've lost track, right? You should care about what they think about the work and the buildings, and you should care about the people who work on them, and you care about the people who you do them for, but you don't really worry about all the other stuff because it just takes you away from what the focus should be, why you went into architecture, why you went into design.